Got it. All right. We are live and in full color.
Excellent. Present. Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Oh,
The wealthy have a secret.
there we go. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Everybody on Zoom. My name is Peter Gantner. I am a lifetime entrepreneur. It's actually the only thing. I was talking to somebody today, and they said, what if, when you were younger, because he was asking me about success and being an entrepreneur. He's somebody who has a job, and I said, look, that's the only thing I ever wanted to do was be an entrepreneur. Never a fireman, never any of the other normal stuff, right? I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to go out and help build businesses and create success out in the marketplace. And we are in a unique times right now, and there are opportunities available. Normally, business opportunities were available for people who wanted to go out and create and start businesses. And, maybe as the internet develops, some side gigs and stuff like that. There's a new change that's taking place. And we're going to talk about this in the presentation, where just an average everyday person, somebody who doesn't necessarily want to start a business of their own, but want to create financial success, financial wealth, that there's the possibility. And if they get involved with something like nexWeb3 or with nexWeb3, there is the probability that they will succeed in building in this new world. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off. And we'll go through the presentation, and then we'll open it up for some questions if you have any questions. So thanks for joining us tonight, and here we go.
Shh. The wealthy have a secret.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Did you know that some of the biggest companies in the world are buying and or positioning themselves into Web3?
So I'm gonna start this off with a question, guys. Do you currently use the internet? And some of you are thinking to yourself, well, that's a dumb question. Of course we do. We're watching this video right now on the internet. Matter of fact, 5.3 billion people on the planet right now use the internet. And there are three types of people that are doing that right now. There's customers and users. This is the vast majority. Over 90% of the people are simply using it for booking travel, buying stuff, those type of things. The next percentage are people that are using it as a gig economy, which is probably maybe 7, 8, 9% of the population that's out there. And of that, the majority, 90%, are simply making a little additional money. There's a small sliver of that are the influencers, the super mega, marketers that have learned to market on Google and Facebook and these other places that are making a lot of money. So a small percentage there. And then there are the 1%ers, the founders, the executives, the wealthy investors that have built the companies, the projects that we now, the customers and the users, use on an ongoing basis. But I want to cut you in on a secret. Without the customers and the users, these founders and executives and wealthy investors would not be in the 1%. We're going to talk about a model that's going to change this a little bit. So who knew?
For many of us, terms like Web 1 or Web 2 might sound alien. Believe me, I was once in that camp too. Let's break it down. Web 1.0, often termed the static web. Web 1.0 represents the internet's infancy. It was a budding global network that introduced the world to the wonders of digital communication and information sharing. In this phase, a handful of pioneers created content and designed rudimentary web pages for a larger audience. Web 2.0. Enter the social web. This iteration is all about interactivity. Platforms thrived on user-generated content, and users became both consumers and producers. The internet became a space of collaboration driven by enhanced connectivity and dynamic communication channels. But here's a stark reality. The Web 2.0 era, while democratizing content creation, concentrated wealth. The majority of financial gains went into the pockets of the platform founders, top-tier executives, and elite investors. Over 320 individuals amassed a combined wealth exceeding $2 trillion. The broader populace? We mostly reap the benefits of the innovative products and services these giants introduced.
So guys, I'm super glad that they developed Web 2, right? That these companies were founded. I just know that with the technology that's in place right now, there is a better way. And we're going to talk about there in a second. So we have the 5.3 billion internet users. You've got data monetization. So you've got the 1% taking and buying and selling our data on a daily basis. You've got the fact that it was centralized. That's why such a small group, just a few hundred people, have accumulated over $2 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars, because of this idea, this concept of centralization. And that essentially makes up Web 2 and goes to the 1%. But the secret really is this idea of centralization and data monetization, okay? Matter of fact, we were talking to someone the other day, and they said, yeah, believe it or not, the medical field, you go into the hospital and you do something, they can't share your name, but they're still selling our data and monetizing it. What's the solution? Well, so the CNBC did a report that Oxfam did that said the richest 1% of the people amassed almost 2/3 of the new wealth created in the last 2 years. I want you to think about that. The very small percentage getting such a big piece of that. There's got to be a better way. So do you think them getting filthy rich off of our data is fair? I don't think so. I think them getting rich off data is okay as long as we're able to share it.
So, what sets Web 3 apart? Why label it as the people's web? Web 3 heralds an era of democratized value creation and distribution. It's a transformative shift where the internet doesn't just offer services, it compensates you for your participation. It promises a more equitable digital ecosystem. Welcome to a revolutionized paradigm, the participatory economy. Web 3, truly the web of the people. Web 3 is the internet owned by the builders and users, orchestrated with tokens. When ownership is decentralized, users can own a piece of the internet using tokens.
All right, so let's look at this new model that we're talking about, which has been labeled Web 3. By the way, guys, before I got involved with this as well, I didn't know there was a Web 1 and a Web 2. I just thought there was the web, right? And then all of a sudden they're like, no, there were phases. There was this Web 1 and then Web 2, and now there's Web 3 that's coming. Web 3 is such a more phenomenal opportunity and place for us as a society to function and operate in. So, first of all, the 1%ers are still going to exist. There's still going to be executives. There's still going to be founders. And there's still wealthy investors that are investing in these projects. The difference is the distribution of the wealth creation that's taking place from these marketplaces. First of all, data is going to be monetized, but monetized by the people who own it and the projects that are helping them monetize it. So you get to share in that. But the good thing about that is it also allows you to not have your data monetized, because you get to say, yes, I want you to monetize it. No, I don't want to. So that freedom of your data being done with what you want, and if it is monetized, you sharing in it. Decentralization. This is where there's transparency. This is where there's accountability. This is where there is trustless transactions that can take place. This is a better form of capitalism. It is a better form of functioning and operating in a decentralized fashion than centralized, because we all know what happens in centralized models. The son of the wealthy guy gets the job, and not the person who maybe should have decided or should have gotten it. The wealthy person gets the contract instead of maybe the better company for doing it just because they knew somebody. In a decentralized society, the value that you provide is the value that you get back. This is Web3. And the great thing about it is, unlike the early adopters, we're talking about the customers, early customers of Web2 that really just benefited from the use of it. The early adopters here are the people that will help create it and participate in its financial movement, right? In the way that it will function, meaning we can become wealthy as well just by being the early adopters. We don't have to found our own company. We don't have to invest with a founder. We simply need to engage with the projects. And here's the key. In the other model, Web2, 80% of the money went to the 1%. This is completely flipping it. 80% are going to go to the early adopters and users, and about 20% will go to the founders, the wealthy investors, and the executives. So this is this is why there is so much money in Web3, because of the distribution of that wealth.
Is Web3 the most monumental wealth transfer in human history? In the realm of Web3, the paradigm shifts from corporations profiting exclusively from our data to a more equitable model where we, the users, share in the prosperity. So, our mission is to guide everyone into the Web3 universe, ensuring confidence and competence regardless of tech background. We blend premier education, community engagement, and strategic alliances to make Web3 accessible to all. Our platform, with personalized support and in-depth training, emphasizes that Web3 is not just for the tech elite, but for anyone eager to transform their financial journey.
So, introduction to nexWeb3. So, the easy way for you to get involved with the third wave of the internet. We teach you how to get involved in Web3, the right connections we have, the innovative Web3 partnerships, which we'll show you a couple of those here in this presentation, the knowledge and tools, so the tech stack, the community and the support, and the secrets of Web3. So how many of you guys have heard the saying that, the person was in the right place at the right time? Or maybe it's not what you know, but who you know. That is exactly what nexWeb3 is. nexWeb3 is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. We know the who, right? We're connected with the who. And when we build the power of a community, the who's that we are connected to will expand greatly. Being the right place at the right time means you need to have inside information before it gets to the masses, is I guess the best way to do that. So not inside information, but early information. And that's what we're going to lead you to be able to do in these Web3 projects. These Web3 projects that are giving 80% of the value that's being created out to the users, the founders, the early adopters of the project. So we decided to use Web3 to let people get involved and engage with our project. I'm going to turn my phone down here, guys, so it stops ringing. I normally do beforehand, but come on, turn it. So we essentially, all right, there we go. Now it's all right. So what we did is we said, look, what in Web3 could we use in order to make this a fully Web3 interactive? And what came across were what are called NFTs, non-fungible tokens, essentially digital collectibles that are able to be verified on a secure blockchain. And with that, we said, wait a minute, a lot of these NFTs are going to be used in metaverses. So can we create a vehicle, right? That would be avatars in these metaverses, as well as taking a known art form, origami, and combine those together with a utility and reward-based NFT. I want to focus on, guys, there's utility to these, and there are rewards earned by the holders of these, what we call avigamis. So it's avatars and origami combined together. So they're avatars that are reimagined. So purchasing an avigami for $50 to $1,400, there's a lot of benefits. First of all, there's 5 different levels, starting at 50, 200, 500, 1,000, and 1,400. I don't care where you get in, guys. Community is commerce. Our goal is to build a community of tens of thousands of Web3 people, so everyone inside that community can benefit from the collaboration that'll take place within the community. They're all blockchain collectible artwork, so they'll have value as art itself. They all have the ability to purchase software and education. The software is a cryptocurrency trading software, and of course we'll be coming out with AI softwares and all kinds of different stuff. They all give you ownership in a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. It doesn't matter if it's a $50 one or a $1,400, it's all ownership. $1,400, of course, will give you more ownership. Voting rights. Every single avigami has voting rights in the DAO to determine the direction in which it's going. They all give you rewards. $50, a little bit less rewards. $1,400, a little bit more rewards. Participation and access. They'll get you into events. These events will have the top people in crypto at them, people that have knowledge and information that can help us make better decisions in the future when it comes to Web3, when it comes to technology. They're all collectible. They all have an affiliate program attached to them. So you can actually, if you share this with other people, you can build commissions. And of course, they all give you access to what we call the Web3 Elite Investment Club. This is a project that will allow people to get in early on Web3 projects and benefit from that early adoption there. So what are the types of things that you need to do? So I have to tell you guys, my mom, who's nearly 80 years old, is fully engaged in nexWeb3. She's not technical. She's not any type of, she didn't, grow up in the generation as a kid with all the technology, but it is so simple because she was already using YouTube. She was already on social media. So simply engage on social media. That's one of the things that you'll be asked to do to participate in these projects. Like, comment, go in Discord, leave a message, things like that. What about play to earn? How many of us are playing games? I'm not a big gamer, but occasionally I'll be stuck somewhere and I'll grab my phone and I'll play a game on my phone. Imagine earning while playing games, okay? Being a customer, simply using products and service within Web3. So, let's say, and it's not, Amazon was a Web3 company. By going on and simply purchasing something on there, if it was, you would receive some type of credit for doing that through some type of digital reward, right? And that digital reward has the possibility, with the success of the company, to go up in value. Grow digital wealth with community. Decentralized social media. A lot of us have problems with, being thrown in Facebook jail, or having our posts not come through when friends are putting posts up there. Any of you ever have it where a friend goes, "Oh, did you see my post?" And you're like, "No, I didn't see it. You're friends with me." But they're determining what you really see on these social media platforms. How would you like to be part of a social media platform that the people using it are the ones determining what you see and what you do and what's able to go on there? Also, though, you're benefiting from the financial side of that platform instead of buying, Mark Zuckerberg a $200 million piece of land in Hawaii, right? The metaverse, and then benefit from AI crypto trading bots. So let's jump into some of this stuff. Do you want to earn from the third wave of the internet? That is my question. So first, let's talk about our trading bot. We have built custom, a dynamic trading bot that trades for you 24/7. It's not emotional, right? It looks at where the market is, and it really bases its trades on the most successful big, what are called whales in the industry. It's looking at what are the whales buying and when are they selling. And so what it's allowing you to do is duplicate the behavior of the most successful traders out there. And once you get it set up, it trades 24/7, ton of profit potential. We have full customer service to help get you through it. And it uses money management. This is one of the only bots I know of that did well during the bear market. Okay, it continued to grow wealth for people during the bear market. So you can use your utility, the value of your Abigami, to purchase that software. You can also use it for education. We have a one-on-one support. So let's say you've tried videos on YouTube, you've tried other mechanisms, but you really just want to get one-on-one on a Zoom call with an expert and have them help walk you through what is going on in crypto, how to set up your wallet, how to transfer this, how to get an airdrop, which I'll talk about here in a second, as part of our education system. So that's part of it. We have Web3 education classes on Web3, as well as cryptocurrency trading classes. So if you say, hey, I don't want to just use the software that you just talked about, but I want to learn how to trade myself, we have those courses available. And remember, whenever you purchased your Abigami, let's say you did a $500 one, you now have $500 to use towards the NSI cryptocurrency trading software, towards any of these educational products, as well as some of our others. Now, in our education, when I'm talking about education, we're not going to teach you the ABCs, right? We're going to teach you things that you can do to build digital assets. And one of those things that we'll teach are what are called airdrops. Airdrops is this incredible thing that is part of Web3, that if you go interact with a project, as a matter of fact, I just did one about 30 minutes ago. I went and took some crypto from one chain to the next. I used their bridge, and now I'm using some of their projects, right? I'll probably end up spending about $20, let's say, in digital assets to do all these trades and stuff, but it will set me up for what's called an airdrop. That airdrop will be that project will give me their digital asset, so a token or a coin, and then that will be airdropped into my wallet for just simply participating with the project. Here are three real situations, guys. These are not hypothetical. Aptos did an airdrop on the date that's at the bottom there, 11/10. If you would have gotten that airdrop, spent maybe 10 minutes and maybe about $20 or $30, right now that would be worth $1,320. Blur. Simply go on and buy and sell some NFTs, could be for pennies, right? So a few dollars in transactions, an $800 airdrop. Uniswap, simply by doing about a half a dozen trades, so that's 6, right? 6 trades. Today, it's worth over $1,700. There was a time in the last bull market where it would have been worth over $14,000. But if you just total these up, $3,845. I'm going to ask you a question. In Web 2, was there ever a time where somebody would give you, just for using their products and services, spending a few dollars and a little bit of time, $3,845? Now, I'm telling you, this is just the beginning. Over the next few years, if you're in the right community with the right people that have this ability to find the right projects, you could benefit, because there's going to be trillions of dollars in wealth given away through these airdrops. And that's our education system there. Now, we believe that the metaverse is such a core part of Web3. And so does Citibank agree with us, right? They have a company called Fusion GPS that did a report on the metaverse. And in this report, they have come to the conclusion that they estimate about 5 billion. Remember, there's 5.3 billion on the internet right now. So the majority of all internet users by 2030 will be using the metaverse. Yes, that means me, you, all of us, right? The total addressable market estimate would be between $8 and $13 trillion. Now, 8 and 13 trillion is a lot, and that'll create a lot of wealth for founders and for executives and for that. However, if this is done through Web3, a decentralized model, then that 8 to 13 trillion will not just go to the founders, the executives, and the wealthy investors. It'll go to you and me, and some of it will go to the other 5 billion people that are going to be using this. This is our chance to make sure that we get our share of the wealth that we're helping create through Web3. We've chosen our partner, Otherverse. It is absolutely going to be a leader in the space. They've actually been in it 18 years with over 81 patents in the metaverse space. And in between, I'm actually going to take us into Otherverse, and we're going to show you a demo of the closed beta that's going on right now, getting ready to do open beta in January. And you're going to see how amazing it is. It is not only a metaverse, but it's a metaverse browser and search technology that will eventually be connected to tens of thousands, if not millions of metaverses that have been developed around the world. And by being involved in nexWeb3, you have an advantage because of the relationship that we've built with Otherverse. A lot of people in this Web3 space will put, these partnership things on their pages. And really what they're doing is using their software. We have a very unique partnership with Otherverse. We are working with them, working on projects. We're helping them with their token launch. We've helped them with their NFTs. We have a very close working relationship. And what we're doing is saying, hey, nexWeb3 Abogami holders, you get to participate from this relationship that we built over the long haul, over the next year. So let's talk about real quick the Web3 Elite Investment Club. Look, everybody would have loved to have been one of the people that Jeff Bezos showed, when he was raising the $1 million for Amazon, $50,000 increments, and of course to have the $50,000. Those are the people that really made a lot of money from Amazon, right? The biggest return on their investment because they were able to get in early. There's only room for 20. Imagine being part of a club that got you in early, $20, $50, $100, into projects that had the potential to 50, 100, 500x, where, $100 becomes $50,000. And because of being involved in this, you were able to, with the people in the club, make the decisions on the ones that you get involved with and being a part of that. All right, so our partners. Of course, we have Otherverse. I've already talked about that. We also have a partner with Muon and Pinion, which are that is their canary network. They're getting ready to launch projects and do different things. We are one of the largest validators on the Muon network. And we're going to open up that validator network to the nexWeb3 community. So you'll be able to participate in that validator network. TokenSoft. TokenSoft is one of the most successful launching platforms on the planet. They've launched projects that right now total over $18 billion, about 100 projects in the last bull run. And they're getting ready to start launching a lot of them. Matter of fact, they're building technology to allow for DAOs to run successfully. And it's going to be very successful. And we'll be getting deal flow from TokenSoft. Web3 DAO. So this is our own DAO. Why is it a partner project? Because the DAO itself, on every Abogami that is purchased, a percentage of that funds go into this DAO. This DAO will have its own funding. And with the voting mechanism that we have of the Abogamis, you'll get to decide which projects the DAO gets involved with and invests in. And of course, being an owner of that DAO, you'll benefit from rewards, right? That'll be given out from that DAO. So 3 easy steps to digital wealth. All you're going to do is select your Abogami. You're going to activate it. Selecting your Abogami and paying for it, whether it's with credit card or with crypto, is literally a couple of minute task. You're going to activate it another couple of minutes, and then you're simply going to engage at the level in which you feel comfortable engaging with. After learning about these incredible wealth opportunities, can you envision sharing this with others who might also be interested. We do have an affiliate compensation model, but what I want to do is I'm going to take a break. We have 3 questions in there, and I want to take you guys on a journey through the metaverse. Okay, so I'm going to stop share here for a second, and I'm going to show you one of our partnerships. The next one we're going to show in the next presentation tomorrow. They'll talk about NSI, right? On that ability for NSI. On this one, though, we are going to go for a walk around the metaverse. So this is actually a functioning metaverse, guys. Can everybody see my screen? It's loading. There we go. Can you guys see my screen? Can somebody give me a yes?
We got you, buddy.
Sure
All
can,
right,
Peter.
excellent. So this is Otherverse. This is a totally functioning, this is not a video game. I'm actually pushing the button right now and I'm walking around. As a matter of fact, let's do a little running here. Let's run. And we'll go here. We'll run over here real quick. And we're going to answer your questions in a minute, guys. I just wanted to show you guys around here. Now, if you've been in any of the other metaverses that are being built right now, Decentraland, Sandbox, by the way, Decentraland's token value is about $800 million right now, closing in on $1 billion. So Sandbox, at one point, they were valued in the billions in the last big run up. Okay. Let's see. Let's run here a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to go over to the dance floor and we're going to boogie a little bit. All right. So you guys can see there's a stage. So imagine a live band here playing on stage. And of course, we can do a little bit of dancing with it, right? Let me turn the character around here a little bit. Now, I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of companies out there talking about them building metaverses and things like that, but they're not functioning. As a matter of fact, this is one of the better avatars, the best I've seen, but this is not even our full functioning avatars. These are test avatars because we're in closed beta. Once we launch in January, the full avatars will be there, and the goal is for them to be photorealistic, where you can go in there. We can real quick just jump right into the closet. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. We're going to do one more thing after we, oh, come on, open up there. All right, there we go. And this is going to be expanded, but you can change clothing. You can change the hairstyles. You'll be able to put tattoos on. You'll be able to do all kinds of different things here in this. And again, guys, these are just the temporary avatars. These are not the fully functioning avatars that'll be there. It'll be like you're talking to a person. All right, I want to take you one more place, and then we're going to answer some questions. Oh, looks like somebody already answered them, but then we'll just talk a little bit further about it. So let's jump in here, and I want to go to the Milky Way Theater. So in about a week or two, guys, for the closed beta, the people that are doing closed beta, we are actually going to have our first film festival viewing. It's a crypto movie that'll be viewed here in the film festival. So people that are able to get in, that have done the FNFTs, bought any of the packages, which is another utility that's available with your funds. You can actually buy a UVIP or VIP membership, and that is going to come with access to the beta. It's going to come with the utility tokens. It is going to come with early naming, the ability to get in and do some of the beta testing, stuff like that. So it comes with a lot of features for it. I'm going to try to run up these stairs here. Get a little crazy here. I'm using a mouse pad instead of an actual mouse. Should make it a little bit smoother. Let's open up these doors here. And I want you guys to think about this. So by Tuesday of next week, the sound and the video will be on, and you would be able to, let's zoom in here a little bit. And there we go. So imagine you and, your grandchild being in totally different states, but being able to sit next to each other because they could be sitting right there in that chair or whatever and watching a movie together and being able to chat, not just text chat, but physical chat with each other in a private area where only the two of you can hear your chat and talk about the movie, talk about the film, catch up on their day, and do all of these incredible things. So the metaverse, working in the metaverse, playing in the metaverse. We're gonna sign a deal this week with a celebrity, over 8-9 million people in social media. We'll be building a metaverse for them that they will be able to share with their people. So I'm going to jump out of here, guys, so because it'll speed my system up if I jump out. And I'm going to stop sharing here, and we're going to talk, and then we'll get back to the presentation. So exciting stuff, guys. I mean, it's just incredible what's going on. Just read a report that Apple is starting to work with one of the Web3 projects when it comes to rendering, a project called Render. Lots of great things happening. It has been confirmed by one of the banks. They put out to I think it's an $800 billion bank. They just put out to their clients that the ETFs are going to, for Bitcoin and for Ethereum, will be issued in January of this next year. With those ETFs, they believe that trillions of dollars will flow into the crypto space. And if you understand cryptocurrency, understand Web3, you understand it, there's limited supplies of these. So it's not like there's more being printed, right? They don't have money printers like the US government or some of the other governments where they're just printing and printing and printing and printing. There's limited supplies. And so when that cash flow pours into it, it should result in what? The rising tide raises all ships, right? Growing through there. And so what our goal is to take nexWeb3. We already have a community of several hundred people and growing. Our goal is to bring that to thousands, to tens of thousands, and eventually hundreds of thousands of people that are coordinating, working together, collaborating with each other in order to make sure we can position ourselves in projects. So I'm a founder. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. And every company that I've ever launched, I had to develop the product and then bring it in the marketplace and go find one customer and then a second one and a third and a fourth. And by the way, I've had products in every major retailer, Walmart, Kmart when it was around, you name the retailer, I've had products on their shelves. I've had a product that was in a Happy Meal. If you understand Happy Meals, there's about 2 slots a year that are not for Disney and Mattel, the toy company, or movie type stuff. There's 2 spots a year. I created a product and took it to the marketplace to get one of those coveted spots. But I had to build that one person at a time. Maybe you know somebody in a Web3 project. We've done that as well, where we had a few people and then grew it. The cost, the time frame that it takes to build these communities it's just not good for the project, right? It's what you got to do unless you find a community like nexWeb3 that has already built thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. And if you were able to, I want you to think about this as a founder of a project. If you were able to bring that project to a community that already had 40 or 50,000 people, you wouldn't have to spend the money to build it right away. You could utilize your digital assets to reward those people for being there. And instantly, overnight, people would start hearing about you and they'd get excited. It would help you build momentum. It would help you use your resources instead of for marketing and growing the community as much. You could use those to develop the project. What do you think the chances of success? Do you think it's 20% more chance of being successful, 50%, 100%? I believe it's a multiplier, guys, in the success that it will create in it. So if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to go back to share. I want to talk about our compensation plan real quick. And then again, we'll open it up for more questions. Let me share my screen here. What did I do with it? Did I close? Oh, no, here it is right there. All right, let's share that right there. All right, let's talk about our compensation plan. So we know that people need now money. And so we said, hey, every time an Avigami is sold, let's pay a commission to the person who sold it, right? Who exposed it, helped us grow the community. Remember, Avigamis are community members. Community members are value that we are going to utilize to create more value for the members. So if you went out and found somebody, let's say you get your Avigami, you find somebody that does it, and it doesn't matter, guys, whether you got a $50 Avigami or a $1,400. It's all the same, right? Somebody buys a 500, somebody buys 1,000, somebody buys a 1,400, somebody buys a 200. In this case, you'd receive $465 in compensation. And here's the cool part. It is paid via crypto on a blockchain. And I want to show you guys, when we talk about fast pay, this is an actual second level transaction. So a 10% transaction done from Corey having signed up Jan's mom minting her Avagami, a $50 Avagami. I want to show you guys how fast this transaction is. This is not manipulated in any way. This is how fast the transaction took place.
Work is over. Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster.
So if you're out there going, oh my God, I know lots of people who need now money to get going and they don't want to miss out on Web3, then this is the perfect opportunity. And simply mint a $50 Avagami and they become an affiliate. They just need to sign the affiliate agreement and they're ready to go. So we also have a second level. So let's say you share it with a few people. They go out and start sharing it with others. Some of them bring in 4, some 2, some 3. Doesn't matter. You're going to get 10% on that second level. In this scenario right here with, you know, the 3 people you brought in going out and getting 3, 2, and 4 each, you make $965 paid as quickly as what you just saw right into your wallet. Using a third-party service, you can convert that to fiat and you can use it to pay bills, do whatever it is that you want to be able to do, or you can leave it in fiat or into crypto and then get in NSI and start trading it and start growing that asset, or maybe purchasing a VIP membership or some of the other things that are available, maybe utilizing, you know, $5 of it to do the next airdrop that's going to be for hundreds or even thousands of dollars that are going to be available through our education system. So we also have 4 other leadership bonuses for the people that are helping us build this. If you go out and build it, we have a 4%. It's called return on total value created. We look at your total impact on the growth of the community and the volume that's created there. If you do 100K in total volume, with at least 50% coming from 2 separate personally enrolled groups, all right, or avatar holders, Avagami holders, you'll get 1 point in this pool. If you go to 250 in total volume, this is not another 250, it's a cumulative, so add another 150, so 250K in volume, it's 2 points, 500K in volume is 4 points, and $1 million. So let's say in a quarter, because this is paid out quarterly, you ended up getting all the way to $1 million in volume through at least a couple of different legs, you would receive the 10, the 4, the 2, and the 1, a total of 17 points in this pool. I'll give you an example here. Total Avagami sales, let's say a $6 million in a sales quarter at 4% is $240,000 in the pool, with a total of 49 points in the pool. That would be $4,898 per point that you would receive. So if you had 3 points in this pool, you'd get nearly $15,000 quarterly bonus. We also have a monthly bonuses. The 2% top Avagami sales revenue volume paid to the top 25 sales people there. The number 1, of course, gets a bigger percentage of it, and that is 2% of the total monthly volume of Avagami sales. We also have an Avagami sold pool. So community is commerce. Not only do you get credit when you sell it for the dollar value, but for the number of people. So the 25 community members that sell the most Avagamis, the other one is sales dollars, this one is quantity, will also get to share in the 2%. So if you qualify for the first one, the first pool, there's a chance you're going to qualify somewhere in this pool as well. And so you would get to possibly be in both bonus pools. This is, again, paid monthly. It's 2% of the total Avagami sales. The number 1 producer, of course, is going to get what? The biggest percentage of that. The third pool, this is an interesting one. So I know a lot of people that have joined home-based business opportunities, referral programs. They bring somebody in and that person just goes and knocks the cover right off the ball and they just absolutely blow it up. And that person is qualifying in the 4% pool and the 2% pool and the 2% pool. and they're earning all these additional bonuses, but the person who brought them in is getting left out. We don't want to leave them out. We've taken 2% of the volume quarterly. This is a quarterly bonus. We add up all the points that your direct referrals, okay, and second levels that qualify for any of the 3 other bonus pools. So let's say you bring in John, John brings in Sally, Sally goes and earns 10 points in the pools. You now have 10 points in this pool, and you'll get a percentage of 2% of the total volume. So if you do bring somebody to the table that's helping grow the community, because that's what this is about, right? A community of thousands, tens of thousands of people, you will get a piece of that. Ready to join nexWeb3 and catch your share of the third wave of the internet wealth? Hopefully so. Get back with the nexWeb3 community member that shared this with you and mint your Avagami today. All right, guys, I want to thank you for being here. If we have any other questions, we can answer those questions. Welcome to everybody who's joined us today.
Let me turn the chat back on for you just in case they're not putting them in
perfect.
Q&A.
Yeah, if you guys want to just drop some stuff in the chat, any comments that you have on the presentation.
Chat's
Look, guys,
open.
Web3 is coming. It is going to dominate. We have a choice to make, right? Either go share this with a whole bunch of people and get a lot of people involved in Web3 so it stays the people's web, or allow for, in the very beginning, we had a video that said, shh, the companies have a secret. The secret is they are trying to get this done before everyone knows about it so they can position themselves. So instead of making the people wealthier, this new Web3 just makes the wealthy people even wealthier that's there. So again, guys, thank you for being here. We're looking forward to following up and having some conversations here in the next few days. We do have another presentation. It's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And Corey will be running that presentation. Probably do a replay maybe of tonight's video, but then answer questions in between. I'm going to get him to show you guys NSI, our cryptocurrency trading software in the middle, like I just showed Otherverse. If you have any questions, we're available.